Today's problem of the day is rescheduling meeting for maximum free time version second. So the problem is very much similar to yesterday itself. The difference is today we are only basically asked to reschedule one of the meeting, and we can even change the order of the meetings, but it is just the meeting should be non-overlapping with the other meetings. So I'm going to the whiteboard. So suppose these two red lines is our start and end date, and these are the three meetings in between time. So suppose, yeah, let's, I'm just increasing the duration of for this particular meeting event, or what we call it. So I can on right now I can only like reschedule one of the meeting. So just try to give a thought, like if we are only able to reschedule one of the meeting, that then it sure like I can, mm, for any given meeting, for first, second or third, I can always get the free time whatever is there on the left of that particular meeting, like whatever free time we have on the left, whatever we have on the right, and it depends, like if I'm able to schedule this meeting somewhere in the other gaps, then I will also be able to take free time during this time period also. But if I'm there can be two cases. One of the case can be I am able to reschedule this, like let me just like I am able to basically reschedule it somewhere else. Let me go to let me just stop it. Suppose I'm just ignore, I know I'm scheduling, okay, let's schedule it here. Suppose, so I was able to schedule it somewhere else, then my free time is like I have, the free time that I have got is like free time on the left, free time on the right, plus the duration of my meeting, right? So this is the first case when I'm able to reschedule. But suppose when I'm not able to reschedule the meeting, currently, suppose we are at, I am trying to reschedule this particular meeting, then surely I can't reschedule it somewhere else. And if I'm not able to reschedule, so what I will do, I will either slide it on the left or slide it on the right, so that at least I get uh, free time summation of my left on plus on my right, right? So in this case we have got the free time as summation of our left time plus summation of our right time, right? So in this case we are getting summation of this particular free time which was there on the left and which was there on the right, because I can slide it on one of the side, right? Now there is one of the edge case that we will basically talk about when we write code for it. So this is very much like easy to do. I basically knows, for each and every meeting I can go and check. That is like a travel thing that we can do for each meeting. We can try to reschedule it. Can I reschedule it? Okay, if I can reschedule it, then I will just update my answer. Okay, then if I reschedule it, how much free time I get? Same thing I can do for each and every event. So how does we check then if I'm able to reschedule it? So we have to anyway reschedule it on the free time. It shouldn't be overlapping. Then I know, suppose if the free time over here is like 2 for duration 2, suppose this is for duration 1, and suppose this is for duration 4. So I can think of for any particular meeting, suppose this is for duration second, this meeting has the duration 7. So I am sure I can't reschedule it in any of the gap, because all the gaps are like basically lesser time period than the duration of my meeting, 2, 1 and 4. But I can, suppose this my meeting is like 2, I can surely reschedule my meeting on either gap here in this gap, or either a gap with the 4 time period, right? So I can maintain basically these gaps in a array, basically how much gap I have, and then I can just check, is there any gap which has like time period greater than my current duration of a meeting, right? So we will rest of it we will explore with the like code. Let's go and try to code for it. So I'm going to IntelliJ, and there we will basically start. So first thing first, I will just declare a variable like n, which will be my start time dot length. It just tells me like, and I will declare another variable which will be my answer, which I need to return at the end, right? So I will also say return ans, right? So now I will just add a check like if n equals to 1, then I will just return my event time basically, right? And I think we also we might not we might not need to do this. Also, event time is something I should not do it, I think. Yeah, because that is not right. So I will declare a list of integer, which I will name as gaps basically. And this is just there to like store the gaps that we discussed in the diagram. Like I will store all the gaps value basically. New array list. I'll just do import for the list. Yeah, there. And next what I will do, I will just like do I will add a array for int I equals to 0, I less than n, and I plus plus. I will start this loop from 1, and I will just do gaps dot add basically start time of I minus end time of I minus 1. Let me go back to, so for any particular gap at index I, suppose this is our index I right now. So for any particular gap, like I am adding like start time of I, whatever time at, my event is starting at minus the time at which my previous event was finishing off. So I'm just doing that, start time of I minus end time of I minus 1, right? Okay. And I also need to like add the gap which is there at the for any, as I'm starting with the in like I'm starting with the basically with the index I equals to 1. So I also need to add the gap for the first basically first index, and that will be like event time, sorry, start time of 0th index event basically this. So I just did not wanted to add if statement inside my for loop, so that's why I'm just adding the special case explicitly. Gaps dot add basically start time of 0, right? Okay, now we have all like added, and also for the last same case goes for the last also, like this is something we need to cater. So I will do gaps dot add, and which will be like my total will be my event time basically minus the ending time of end time of last value, last event basically. Okay, and now what we need to do, I told like we will be iterating over each and every event, and we will see if we can reschedule it or not, right? So like there are various ways to do this, like there are alternate ways to uh, to check if I can reschedule it somewhere else or not. I am following one of the way. So I will like explain other ways also what we can do in this. And the duration for my current event is like my end time of I minus end time of I minus start time of basically I minus 1. And for this my left will be like gaps dot get at index I, and my right will be gaps dot get index of I plus 1. What is left and what is right? Left is the gap which is there on my left, and right basically denotes the gap which is there on my right for the current event basically. The um, this is basically my left, this is basically my left for any particular event, and this is basically my right. So now what we can do, like I will just try to do answer equals to maximum of answer, or either like I told you one of the cases I can just slide it on the either left or either right, so I will get the total free time left plus right, so that will be left plus right, and this will be math dot max, right? So we have got the maximum, like we have got one of the case and counted. Now for the other case, like I just wanted to check, okay, can I like reschedule this meeting? To reschedule I have the gaps, inside the gaps I need to check basically, is there any gap which has greater time period than my duration of my meeting? So to check that, like there are ways we can do a even binary search. Binary search is there for it's in this case itself. We can check if there any, we can find the index which is has greater value than our duration of event. But we also need to think about one case, like one of the cases, um, I am deciding for the other case my answer will be maximum of answer comma left plus right plus duration, right? But this only works when basically I am rescheduling my meeting, not in this particular gap, also not in my left gap or right gap, right? It should be a gap which is not there on my left or right, like and not shouldn't be adjacent gap, like it can be any other gap. So how do I check, like how do I assure basically I am not scheduling on my adjacent gap which is there on my left and right? So for that, at least what also like let me explain like ways to do it. Try to think, like if I want to check, I should be am I able to schedule in the my left in any area, not just like I can just take this as my boundary. I i need to check on these whole area, am I able to reschedule it? Okay, for doing that, like even we are iterating like from left itself, so we can just keep a note of like the maximum gap, not including this particular gap, and same we can iterate from the right, like we can do n minus 1 minus I basically, so we will be getting, but for that we need to like use a for loop before like coming for this particular for loop where we basically just update, we are updating the our answer, like, right? So we'll get all the, we can iterate from the left, we can iterate from the right, we can check for this particular use case, like this is 4, is there any value of gap which is there on the 4, not including this gap, and same for the right. So pretty much possible using a for loop we can do it, and we can maintain a boolean for each particular index. Okay, I found if I found a gap, okay, I can maintain a true, so while comparing I will be able to like check, okay, if suppose if I'm maintaining an array, if I can do, if this particular index has true value, then I can update my answer like this. That's it, but I am following a little weird way, so what I will do here, like adding a semicolon over here, I will be maintaining a tree map basically. Why tree map? Basically I my approach is like I'm already maintaining gaps, right? In an array I will maintain gaps in a tree map, and I will check like is there any value which is like greater than my duration, which is 4. So for that I will delete the left value, and I will delete the right value, or I will like decrement the count from my tree map for left and right ones, and then I will check is there any duration still exist in our tree map. So let me, I will just explain while coding also. So I will have a tree map of integer, and which I will be calling as map, the new tree map, right? And in this I will be parallelly like storing inside the tree map also I will be storing all the gaps basically. That is what mp dot put our value is like start time, I will just start time of I, so I will start time of I, and this is our key basically inside the map, right? And I will say get or default this value. If it is not found, just use 0 as default value, and I will add a 1 like. So what this line is doing, it is trying to get the count for the start time of 0 key. If there exists any certain value like 4, this number has been uncounted 4 times, then I am saying just do a +1 in the value for this particular key. If it is not found, then return a 0, and 0 plus 1 will be 1. So I have done this, and for each particular, like whenever we are adding the value in gap, we need to like update same in the tree map also. So this time our key is this, so I will say this comma mp dot get or default this, and default value is 0 plus 1, right? Okay, and same I need to basically do here also, dot put, and key this time is this comma value will be mp dot get, default value will be 0 plus 1, and that's it, right? So we now have maintained the gaps in the tree map. So I basically can do one thing. I need to first like remove the left gap from the map, so that we don't fall into the trap that we are still rescheduling it on the left and right, adjacent left and right, I mean, right? We want to find remove the right gap also. So I will just do remove from map kind of, and I will just pass map, and I will say left, that is something I want to remove. And then I want to remove right, and I will do option enter to add a method basically, which removes from my map basically. So I will just check if like map has that particular key or not. If map has a key left, I can just change it to any key like. So I will check if there exists a key, then key equals to 1, then I will just do mp dot remove key, or else I will do mp dot put basically, and key comma mp dot get key comma default, basically key exists already, so I will just do -1. The value should be okay here. Get, I don't need to use like default here, and same I need to add a colon, that's it. So I have removed the left and right ones from my map, right? Or I have just decrement the count one count from their values, right? So right now if I just check like if there exists basically any number which is I will just check, like let me just do integer fit kind of, which is like map dot get ceiling, right? mp dot not get, whatever we have, ceiling key basically, and we are passing it duration, so it will just give a duration which is just greater than the given key, which is our duration. So it will give us any duration which has which is just greater than our given duration. So I will just check like if we have like got just fit is not null, like in case I have given very high duration, then we will get null basically. So not equals to null, in that case o equals to null, not equals to null, then I can just update my answer to what I earlier said, math dot max answer comma left plus right. And in this case we are able to reschedule the meeting like somewhere else, then I will be adding the duration of my meeting also in my free gap, right? So, and once I am done with this, I need to like add back basically whatever I removed from the map. It was just that I don't use those value while checking the rescheduling of my current event. So I will just do map dot put basically, and key will be my basically whatever value we have removed, like, and that was of a integer fit, we remove the left value, so we need to add the left and right back. So I will do left and mp dot get or default left comma 0 plus 1, and same we can do for right also. Right, same goes for the right also, and we return the answer. Remove the left gap, right gap before making a check. Rescheduling check. Chdula rescheduling check. Left comma right gap, and here I can say add back the left and right gap after making a rescheduling check, right? And I think I have, let me test it if we have written it correctly. And let me also tell this will be having a time complexity higher basically. Otherwise we could have just Miko, what have we given a time duration? End of time I minus a start of time I. Okay. mm, oh, I don't need to use for I equals to 0, it will fail basically. I minus 1, I do not, that was by typo. Yeah, I will submit it right now. It got submitted, and if we see now, it beats just 7.69 percentage of solution, because we are using the tree map, which is adding complexity to our solution. But this was something I found, I hit my mind first, so I just wanted to code it that way. Otherwise we could have just used a for loop and tried to maintain a boolean array for each particular event, if we are able to reschedule it or not. And based on the boolean array, we could just uh, we could just use the boolean array for this check. We don't need to this add and remove for each and every index. That will be a log of an time complexity for each and every time we are doing add and remove.